The American Jobs Act, thankfully, would ask for is pushing for a little bit more progressive taxation. I hope everybody here has read what Robert Reich wrote in the last week about how, if you look at from 1945 to 1981, was sort of the golden halcyon years of the economy. The economy was booming, and of course, millionaires were only paying about a 5 or a 10% income tax rate then, from 1945 to 1981. Oh no, wait a minute, I guess I got that wrong. Millionaires were paying between a 70 and a 91% income tax rate between 1945 and 1981, and the economy was booming. We didn't have to deal with the bubble economy. My campaign for Congress against this man is running on the real majority. There is poll after poll after poll that proves that we are the real majority. I'll just give you an example. In March of this year, NBC News Wall Street Journal came out with a poll. 81% of us are for taxing millionaires and billionaires more. 81%. This is a Wall Street Journal NBC News poll. Amen, sir. So, with all due respect, the Chris Gibson, Eric Cantor, John Boehner agenda is a lunatic fringe. We are the real majority. So when I say it with some authority, I'm going to ask you to say, we are the real majority. Say it with some authority.
We are the real majority.
From the youth to the seniority.
We are the real majority.
Whether you're 20, 60, or 40.
We are the real majority.
All right. And I would also say that, I've been fighting Medicare and Medicaid cuts for the last 15 years. I fought them for 12 years Pataki was in. And it's bad. And we are the majority when it comes to that. There was a ABC News Washington Post poll that came out in April this year. 78% of us say no cuts to Medicare. 69% of us say no cuts to Medicaid. And 60% of Medicaid spending is spent on elderly and disabled. Okay? We also have to send a strong message, not just to him, but to the president. I'm glad we're here for the American Jobs Act. The truth is, Obama has put $320 billion worth of cuts to Medicare and Medicaid over the next 10 years on the table. You better bet. You send me to Washington, I will raise hell, not just with John Boehner, I will raise hell with President Obama and make sure that there's no cuts to Social Security, no cuts to Medicare, and no cuts to Medicaid, because that's not good for the economy. Chris Gibson, thank you. Chris Gibson should be ashamed of himself for voting twice this year to the cut, cap, and kill Medicare. That would eliminate 700,000 jobs this year and next year. And the Wall Street Journal wrote on April 4th that the Wall Street Journal would essentially end Medicare. That's the Chris Gibson plan. That's why Chris Gibson will lose. I would like to be your candidate, regardless of whoever your candidate is. That's why he's going to lose, because senior citizens vote. But, I'm not sure that we might be able to do anything about it because, we have this Tea Party thing going on, and, I don't know what's really going to happen in this country. People are a little bit down and out, But I say you could sort of think that if it was maybe a year ago, maybe 8 or 9 months ago. But this is October 15th, 2011. Anybody see the front page of today's New York Times? You see the front page of today's New York Times? Those kids are still there in Zuccotti Park. Those kids are still there. And over 1,000 places all over this country. Devin McConnell is right. It started in Tahrir Square, it started in Tunisia, in Egypt, in Madison, in New York City, and it's here. Banks got bailed out. I want you to say, we got sold out. Banks got bailed out.
We got sold out.
Banks got bailed out.
We got sold out.
Banks got bailed out.
We got sold out.
And then I want you to say, Occupy Wall Street. All day, all week.
Occupy Wall Street.
All day, all week.
Occupy Wall Street.
Thank you very much. I'll just say one more thing. We've lost 4 million manufacturing jobs from NAFTA over the last 11 years, according to Sherwood Boner. I hope to join him. He's head of the Fair Trade Caucus in the Senate. We've lost 4 million manufacturing jobs since 2000 because of NAFTA. This man voted. There's going to be labor backing the Democratic candidate in this campaign. I hope to be that candidate because 2 days ago, Chris Gibson voted with the rest of the Republicans to kill 170,000 more jobs, expanding trade to Korea. There's already 400,000 tax shelters in Panama, and there's 98 trade unionists that have been killed in Colombia. NAFTA, we didn't have to. We're tired of getting the SHAFTA. And I tell you what, the women of the 20th Congressional District are waking up. I've made it clear on my website, which is joelforcongress.org, that it is totally disgusting what this man has done, and we are the real majority when it comes to that, because there was an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll and a Quinnipiac poll this year that showed that most people in this country were against what the Republicans like Gibson did, stripping $300 million away in Title X funding for Planned Parenthood, and he should be ashamed of himself for HR 358, letting women die and allowing hospitals to do whatever they want. It's disgusting. Chris Gibson, their real agenda is to take us back decades and decades. Are we going to let him do that? No. Are we going back to sleep? No. Are we waking up? Yeah. All right, let's do it. I'm meeting with the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. They've actually asked to meet with me in a week and a half. I could use your support. You need to help Lee Jameson. You need to help Karl Roby. You need to help Peter Stoll. You need to help everybody who's running. George Davis, everybody who's running. But if you have a little bit of money left, I need to help impress those people at DCCC. So it's JoelForCongress.org. Thanks to this young man. Please have him move away from this district so I don't have to primary him in a couple years.
Redistricting.